All right, all right, all right. Austin, Texas, known for its great food, live music, general weirdness, and a population of bats. Today, though, a colony of mixed discipline athletes has swarmed downtown Austin for the first DEKA FIT competition of 2022. Hi, I'm Kevin Donahue, and I'm proud to kick off all the action from the Austin Downtown Convention Center with you. Though someone won't be here today, and that is Rich Ryan, DEKA FIT world record holder at 30 minutes and 11 seconds. But all the athletes here are going to be able to chase down his time. Some of the people here doing that today and going to challenge it are Ryan Kent. He's the DEKA MILE world record holder, two-time world champion Robert Killian of Spartan race. He has the 5th fastest time in DEKA FIT, and Yorek has the 3rd fastest time. Those 3 men are really going to be vying and pushing and grinding for that world record time set by Rich Ryan. Let's see if they could do it today.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DEKA FIT Arena. This is the DEKA FIT, where all of the fitness come together on the same day in the same arena to conquer the global fitness tanks of DEKA FIT. Today you will enjoy fitness. Today you will burn your heart. Let's make it happen! Wait. When I say DEKA, you say FIT. DEKA FIT. DEKA FIT. DEKA FIT. Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, the elite men have kicked off.
The men have just started. They just got in the zone. Let's go! They just flew past us on that first initial lap. This is the fastest they'll be going all race, and they are heading now to the reverse lunges over in zone 1.
Damn, it's like 5 flat.
Waiting here at zone 1 to see when the men are going to enter. This is 30 repetitions, 15 on each leg, a reverse lunge. They got to stand straight up and have to come down and let their knee touch all the way. And they are not allowed a split squat jump. This will be a zone where they come in the fastest and where they're going to lead the quickest. Okay, the top men have just entered zone 1, and that is the reverse lunges. It is 30 repetitions. Their knees have to touch the ground. They're not allowed to jump. They have to stand straight up and come back down. It's 15 reps on each leg.
Out to the left. Out to the left.
The way you found it, guys.
The men have just zoomed out of zone 1. It is Yorek, and he is following Van Tran. Van Tran is taking a very early lead in this race. He came in like 3rd or 4th in New Jersey, so let's see if he can keep up that pace to zone 2. The athletes are going to come out, they're going to be entering the 500-meter row. So they have to get in there as fast as they can. The transition is very important. They got to clip themselves in, set the computer for 500 meters, and then try to rip that out as quickly as possible. After that first zone, they're going to be a little winded now, and this is where someone could really separate. Yorek, Van Tran, and Victor Quezada are 3 of the main athletes that we have highlighted that have entered. Van Tran is already clipped in and is already away and rowing. Yorek has a very interesting technique. He brings the rower all the way to the handle, all the way down to his shoe tops, and has tremendous body mobility. I've never seen anybody row like that. Ryan Kent's still hammering away. They should be ending this pretty soon. It's going to be interesting to see who comes out first. Robert Killian has also entered. We're looking at Robert Killian right now ripping out the rows. Ryan Kent is already on his rower and he's hammering away. He got in so fast that I didn't even see him when he entered the arena.
Ryan Kent. Make sure, I told Justin to make sure he stays on about a 10. Going out to the left, gentlemen, going out to the left.
Derek York is the first one to get off the rower. He is just unclipped and he is in the lead after zone 1. And Van Tran and Ryan Kent are hot on his heels. Everybody came out same time, about 3 seconds.
Hi guys, I'm the chill guy. So let's go.
As Derek York passes us in the lead, Ryan Kent has just passed Van Tran, and he is hot on Ryan Kent's trail right now with Victor Quezada and Robert Killian not far behind. They're going to be coming into zone 3 now, which is 20 reps of the box jumps with a step over. This zone, as much as it is leg and hip strength, it is all about hip mobility. The higher you can get your legs over that box, the less energy it's going to take to make all those 20 reps. Van Tran, who is about my height, has the greatest hip mobility of any of the athletes here. He has a very fast, very unique, very quick and mobile technique that we're gonna highlight a little bit here.
Bam! Zone 3 coming up!
Derek York is actually just about to lap the last place athlete that is here, second to last place, and he's gonna enter the zone with Ryan Kent and Van Tran on his tail. Do not be surprised if Van Tran exits his zone in the lead. Van Tran has just fallen down, but he exited the zone as I predicted in first place, even after a major slip and fall where he just whacked his whole body on the concrete, and he's being chased by Ryan Kent, who is hot on his tail. It is a very tight race right now after the first 3 zones. They're on their laps now and they're heading into zone 4, which is 25 reps of the sit-ups with the ball. Their ball has to come up, completely get thrown into the target, come back down. They have to come all the way back down and let that ball touch the ground. Each one of these stations has its own official, not only judging the count on the reps, but also judging the form. So at any DEKA FIT you go to anywhere in the world, it is standardized. That's why these times are so important. They're just like the records in baseball or in basketball. Everything is standardized wherever you go. Ryan Kent has just taken a 1-step lead. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is when it comes to the end of the race. He's just entered zone 4 just ahead, just a smidge ahead of Derek York. Let's see who could go through this the fastest. Now, after doing all those box step-ups, those hips are kind of fatigued now. Now your hip flexors are getting even more with these sit-ups as it's taxing the abs as well.
Gotta get out of here.
young sport of DEKA FIT in mixed endurance athletics, Ryan Kent is already a legend in this sport. He has the DEKA MILE world record, and he just flew through his sit-ups, has now exited in first place out of zone 4, way ahead of Derek York. He has about a 7-second lead after coming in practically even with Derek. So this has been the biggest move of DEKA FIT in Austin so far.
Hey, we have another wave out on court now.
We're here with Nick Riker right now. Fortunately, Nick was going to be one of our main contenders here today, but he pulled out because of an injury, and he's spectating today. But Nick, what are some of the things that you're seeing right now with the transitions?
I'm seeing Kent is very urgent going in and out, and York just seems pretty slow coming in and out of his transitions. York's in a hell of a shape, but his transition time is not matching Kent's right now.
They're coming into zone 5 right now, which is a ski erg. What is going to be the most important technique that you think is going to be viable for these guys in this zone?
It's not getting too caught up, just taking your time. This zone is all about being smooth and relaxed the entire time. You don't want to blow yourself up on it.
Well, Ryan Kent has just entered zone 5 very smooth, and because of his height, he's able to get massive extension on the handles on the ski erg, and he's already about 5 to 6 strokes ahead of Derek York. He's now 8 strokes ahead before Derek took his very first stroke. So let's see if he can build on that time coming out of this zone. As Nick Riker said, that sense of urgency coming into the zone is huge. Ryan started very quickly, Derek a little bit more conservative.
Let's go.
Boys coming out. Let's stay hard. Got him right here, bro. He's dying.
I'm here now with co-founder of DEKA FIT, Yancey Culp. Yancey, how's this race shaping out so far in your eyes?
This first wave was so stacked. About a minute ago, the top 6 were within 12 to 15 seconds of each other. Ryan Kent, Derek York going toe-to-toe. Van Tran and Robert Killian, 2-time Spartan world champion, right on Derek and Ryan's heels. We're coming up on zone 6, so we're officially halfway through, but the back half is a little heavier. That takes up about 55-60% of the total time.
Out of all the zones here, due to its proximity and just its brutal nature, which zone here do you feel is the hardest as Ryan Kent is about to enter the farmer's carry?
We call DEKA Zone 7 the DEKA Gateway, the gateway to hell. It opens up there, 7, 8, 9, and 10, pack a punch. Even though 1 through 6 are tough, a lot of the athletes say that was the good warm-up. When you get to 7, it's when it gets real. And I've seen gaps of 30 seconds be vaporized or overcome.
Physiologically, what makes that zone so hard?
Well, you're compromised as hell for the first 6 zones with 2,500 meters of running, 3,000 meters of running. Now you're incorporating every single muscle group, joint, with the upper body and the lower body that the air bike throws at you. So That run, that 500-meter run that comes after the air bike is a nightmare.
So let's see if we can pick up Ryan Kent in zone 7. Thank you, Yancey. Robert Killian throws down the dumbbells. Derek York right behind him. Two-time world champion Robert Killian is now in second place. I talked to him earlier in the day. I said, what are your expectations? He was very humble about it, but we know Robert Killian, his competitiveness. There is no doubt in my mind that he could threaten that second place podium and hold on. We're gonna see, it'll all unfold for you as a lot of the athletes are running past.
Right now.
Derek York and Robert Killian are right on each other. Ryan Kent has just entered the zone and got on the bike. Is this something that you think Derek York could surpass Killian on, or who do you think is going to come out of there in second place once they enter?
It's looking like Killian's going to come out of second. Killian has all the momentum going right now. York's just slowly falling back.
From your experience at the pace that Ryan Kent is setting right now, do you think he's got a shot at Rich Ryan's world record, and do you think these guys can push him enough?
I don't know if anybody's going to be pushing him here, but he's under 20 minutes when he gets out of the zone. He's going to have a very good shot at going sub 30 here for that record, I think.
Well, Robert Killian has just entered the zone about 10 seconds ahead of Derek York. Derek had to take a couple seconds to adjust his seat, and now he's just starting to get ripping, as Ryan Kent is probably about halfway through in the air bike in first place.
Let's go, Derek. Come on.
Ryan Kent has just left that zone faster than expected. He's in first place. Just like Yancey said, he's running a lot slower than he did out of any of the other zones. So let's see if he can kind of recover, pick up that pace going into zone 8.
Burn them up, baby, burn them up.
And now Van Tran, Derek York, Victor Quezada, who's a Spartan veteran, Spartan legend in his own way, and Robert Killian are all in zone 7. Killian is hammering away and looks the strongest out of everybody in that zone right now. It's been a weird last 18 months for Robert Killian. After winning the 2009 Spartan World Championships, he had to spend a lot of time in Washington, D.C. on military service, did not get the training that he normally gets in, but he's fit enough now to exit zone 7 in a clear and very big second place right now. And Ryan Kent is hot on his tail, almost about to lap him after that one lap.
Let's go, you got this, you got this. Should have seen his face when he got off the bike. You're struggling, let's go, let's go. You got this.
I'm standing at zone right now at zone 8, which is the dead ball wall overs. It's 20 reps of the dead ball going over the wall. They have to go to the other side, get inside the triangle of the supports before they can put it over again. Right now we have Ryan Kent in first place, followed by Robert Killian, and Ryan Kent is just about to enter zone 8 for the dead ball wall overs.
One. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, you're 7. You're a fucking machine. Let's go. 9.
Robert Killian's coming into zone 8 now in second place.
18. You're right where you want to be. 19. Last one. Buddy, you got 2 jobs.
Ryan Kent has just exited zone 8. And now Derek York has finally entered about 8 to 10 reps behind Robert Killian. So Robert Killian is really starting to pull away in zone 8. So right now we have Ryan Kent in first place in a commanding lead.
3. Good job.
Let's go, push this here.
So right now, we have Ryan Kent in first place in a commanding lead. Robert Killian far behind, but in a commanding second, and he's being followed by Derek York, who is in a commanding third. Those 3 men have really spread out the field.
5 more. 16. 17.
7.
Let's go now. Come on. You got this. Pass all these guys. They're not even in your race. Go. 2 more zones.
Going into zone 9, which is a tank push and pull. What's great about DEKA FIT now is anywhere you go where there's a DEKA affiliate in the country, in the world, they will have this equipment. So whether you're doing DEKA Strong, DEKA Mile, or here at one of the 8 DEKA FITs that we're having this year, you will have the same standardized equipment with the same standardized timing. So whatever time you put up could be put up against everybody else in the world to see where you stand. Okay, Ryan Kent has entered. He's got to push that sled about 10 meters. He pulls it back and then repeats that 4 more times. Ryan Kent's using a very interesting technique. You see it with a lot of athletes, but he's so big and strong, he does it with way more power. Once he pushes the tank sled all the way across, he does this mixture of pulling it with a big lat pull and then kind of jogs back as the sled is rolling towards him.
I've already come so far.
Robert Killian is now zipping around the corner and is entering the zone as Ryan Kent is just about to finish his last couple reps here. Ryan Kent is just about to finish his remaining reps as Robert Killian has just started. They were shoulder to shoulder. They're going rep for rep, but Ryan Kent is so far ahead at this point in first place.
Figure out how good you'll feel, bro. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Derek York in third place has finally entered zone 9, the tank push and the tank pull. Ryan Kent has already exited, and now it's a battle for second place with Robert Killian and Derek York. Ryan Kent now is going to be entering zone 10, which is 20 reps of the Ram burpee. And this is obviously one of the most devastating because it's coming at the end. He's got to come down, he's got to bring that chest all the way down to the Ram and then straighten up and bring it above his head. He has just entered. Now it's about, let's get as many reps as possible, as fast as you can. He checked his watch, which means he knows where he stands in terms of that world record time. If he knows he's close, he will go for it with everything he got. Robert Killian is just passed in second place, but he is nowhere near Ryan Kent in terms of time in the race. Ryan Kent hammering away. He's at 29 minutes and 5 seconds. He has a shot to break 30 minutes and the world record right here and right now. Ryan Kent hammering away. It's gonna happen. He's gonna do it. Ryan Kent is gonna pass Rich Ryan's world record of 30-11 in a devastating fashion. He took control of the race real early and he hasn't stopped pushing ever since then. He's going for it with everything he has. He's a couple reps through and has crossed the finish line as the new DEKA FIT world record holder, Ryan Kent. Brush it off. He is not even on the ground. Take a bow in Austin. Home of weirdness, great food, live music, and the world record of Ryan Kent. I'm gonna let this man take a breath before he says anything. Nobody better to get it, brother.
Let me see your time real quick. He has a chance to be only the 4th person ever to break 31.
Robert Killian now in second place. He had the 5th fastest DEKA FIT time of all time. Boy, it's this effort right here. He could be as close to 3rd fastest of all time with this effort he's put together. I talked to him before the race, and he wasn't even really confident with his fitness, but I said, dude, you're Robert Killian. Everybody knows about your engine, your will to win. I wouldn't put it past you to put out a really good time. And here he is doing so. Yorek has entered the zone as well, and Derek is throwing down a great time of his own. Derek had the 3rd best time in DEKA FIT ever, but now that we dropped down a little bit, but still a valiant effort for the Army veteran.
Let's go! Let's go, Robert. Come on. Come on, 2 more. Let's go. 2 more. Let's go. Get it. 1 more. Let's go. Come on. Go finish. Let's go.
Robert Killian has just finished in 2nd place. He gave it everything he has as he hits the ground in exhaustion. The last time I saw Killian like this was in 2019 when he fought off Ryan Atkins for the 2019 World Championship for Spartan in Lake Tahoe. That 3rd place effort, though, is not decided yet. Until now, because Yorek has now passed in 3rd place after a tremendous effort holding off Victor Quezada in the late charge of a few other athletes. New world record holder, Ryan Kent. Yancey, before I ask Ryan, tell us about his accomplishment today.
Rich Ryan set the fastest time last year with a 30-11. David McGeeta close behind. Nobody had ever cracked 30 minutes. We called 30 minutes our Roger Bannister mark, and it got busted today by Ryan Kent.
What was the final time?
I think 29:38. So he cracked it by a lot, ladies and gentlemen.
I knew it was a possibility to go sub 30. Rich Ryan is a great athlete. I didn't want to get caught up in the craziness early on in the race. I knew it was 30 minutes. I always correlate that to road racing, somewhere around 10K. That's a long race, so you got to be patient, bite your time, and when it's time to go, you gotta go. But it's a long race, and I bought my time and came out with a good result.
And let me tell you something a lot of people don't realize. He now holds the DEKA MILE record, the DEKA FIT record, and he's 4 seconds off the DEKA strong record. So most people lean one way or the other. It's one of the few humans walking the planet that has a chance to hold the record in all 3.
And that is the DEKA FIT Triple Crown. For all the people, for all the dads and the moms out there who've just started families and don't feel like they could find the time to enhance their fitness and better their life, what could you say to them from your experience?
It's all about structuring your day. I think for me personally, when I was a full-time athlete, I had all day to get the work done, so I found myself procrastinating a lot of the time and wasn't really dialed in on what I needed to get done. Now I know I have a smaller window to get everything done. I'm more focused, I'm more driven, because I have to. If it doesn't get done then, it doesn't get done at all. And yeah, I mean, it's all about structuring your day.
Let's give a shout out to UPS for all the wind sprints.
Yeah.
What are you getting, about 150 wind sprints a day for UPS?
If my supervisors ever see this, this is what I do. I've been telling y'all this is what I do. Give me the days off that I need, come on.
And your packages will never be late. Thank you so much. We're here now with second place finisher, U.S. Army Ranger, 2-time Spartan World Champion, Robert Killian. Robert, before the race I asked you, hey, how do you think you're gonna do? And as expected, because I argued with you, here you came out and threw down your best time in DEKA FIT ever. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was an amazing race. I took it out a little bit fast because, you know, I want to try to play to my strong suits. There was a little challenge between Derek and I because, yeah, Kent might have beaten me, but we're fighting for first place on the Army National Guard team, and he got me last year, DEKA FIT Dallas. So I had a little, you know, chip on my shoulder. I needed to come back and redeem myself. So now we're 1 for 1, and it's just going to be, we're pushing each other. We're making each other better. I mean, you know, iron sharpens iron, but in the end, we're brothers. So.
And at Spartan and Spartan DEKA, we told them we consider them our most important athletes. The Guard, the military, they train and keep their bodies ready and resilient for 2 reasons. Most people just look better in a bathing suit, lose a few pounds. They do it in case they need to protect their country. So mad shout out for the Guard, bringing the fit bodies in here. They have over 100 today competing. One more shout out to Robert. This is one of the few guys walking the planet that could win Spartan World Championships last weekend and then step in the arena with one of the best functional fitness short distance athletes on the planet, Ryan Kent, and go toe to toe with him. So for him and Derek, that's pretty amazing.
And he'll go out there and volunteer with all the other people on course and help out as well. Ryan, you're an inspiration to us in a lot of different ways. Thank you.